Hi. Okay. Today we will see some basic concepts in Swift. Variable creation, what is constant, what is difference between where keyword and let keyword, and what is optional variables, and what is if let and god let statements. So these types of things we will see under Swift. Okay. Actually, here I just created two variable. One variable is name. Name is the variable name. Here I just used where keyword for creating variable. For age is the variable name. I have used let keyword. So what is the difference between these two? Name is the variable name. Where is the keyword for variable creation? I just assign one string value for this. So what it will do, this name variable automatically will consider is of type string value because of this input. Input is like string. If we provide anything within the quotes means it will be considered a string, right? So this name variable automatically will take this input a string. Okay, if we create one variable with where keyword means in later point we can change the value, so that I can change name equal to Fazana now. Okay, I'm going to print this value, print of name. So what it will print, initially I assign a string, later I have changed Fazana. If I print name here, that recent value it will take. So it will print Fazana here. And let also is the keyword to create variable. We will use let and where both, but when we need to use, that is the thing, is of type integer variable. Because of this input, this age will consider as integer type. If we create variable with let constant means at later point we cannot change the value. Okay, so the age equal to 23 is not possible. We will try to change the value because age already created. I'm going to change this value to 23. This IDE will show error. Print of age. Actually it is taking some time to show. Yes, you cannot assign to value. Age is a let constant, so let is like constant here. We cannot change value for that variable at later, but here we assign some value, but at later point we can change the value. This is the difference between where and let. So we will comment this line. If you need to change means you need to assign this variable as where. If you assign means you can change it later, but if you created one variable with let constant means let keyword means you cannot change. So this is the difference between where and let. Okay, here I just assigned, I have created 4 variables, number, but I mentioned data type here. And also price is of type double, message is of type string, and this is active is of type bool variable. So we know integer means it contains number, double means precision values, so some decimal points it will store. String is like collection of characters, we need to declare everything inside quotes. Bool means true or false, we can store true, otherwise false. We created it with where variable, so later point we can change number, value, price, message. These values if we need to change later means we can change. So here what we did is, here we didn't mention data type. No need to mention also. If we need to mention means we can do. Both types are possible. We will print this value. Print number, price, and message, and is active. We will print. If you need to change value for number, we can change because it is not let, it is where variable, so we can change to 20. You will print 20 also. Okay, we will run this and see output. See, first line, this print for Zana, this print is 22. This number we have changed instead of, okay, we didn't change here. So 10, 99.5, hello, and true, it printed in this line. Here we changed the value, so it printed 20. What is this alert? Because variable price was never muted, consider changing to let constant. So what it is showing here, price value where means we can change, right? If I change value here, that alert will go price equal to 44.2, like this. If I change means this alert will go. If you are not changing in the letter code means you can change it to let, like that it is showing. Because if we need to change this variable value means we will go with where, otherwise let is fine, like that it is showing. Automatically it will fix this. So we will check, because no need to change price message is active value in later lines. So we will assign this with let. We need to change variable number to 20, so we used where. So this is the difference between where and let. And what is the optionals? We will see this. So what is the optional variable? I just declared one variable. Variable name is name, here is of type string. But here we just declare string alone. Here we mentioned it with question mark. Question mark is like optional here. If we declare anything with question mark, that is considered as optionals. Okay, if any variable declared with question mark means that variable will be considered as optional variable. It is like where variable. Where means we can change the value, name value later point, but it is optional variable. So what it means? What is the difference between question mark and without question mark variable declaration? If we declare this question mark means we are telling to the compiler like name is the variable, it is of type string variable, so maybe in later point some string value will come, otherwise maybe it is null. So it will accept string value. It will accept string value, otherwise it is nil. So maybe some value will come, otherwise it is nil. Okay, so for name we will assign nil also. It also allowed. We will assign nil also. For number we will see. So this is one variable creation. I need to assign this number value to nil. Is this possible? Because we didn't assign this variable with the optional, this question mark we didn't assign, so nil cannot be assigned to integer type. Here it is not possible. If you assign some variable with optional like question mark means at later point you will assign nil value also for that variable. So this is how optional is working. If I print name here, for name I just comment it out. For if I print name value here, what it will print? It is optional nested. Because of optional variable, it will print optional. Okay, if I assign nil value for this name means it will print nil here. Because initially we assign nested, later point we changed name value to nil, so it will print nil here. So this is how optional is working. So if we assign one variable, and one more thing, um, we will assign like this also, without initial value also we will declare. So if you print this name means what it will show, because I assigned one variable is of type string variable, at later some value will come, okay, some value, some string value will come, so we assigned it with optional. So what it means, maybe some value will come, otherwise it is nil, like that we mentioned, but we didn't initialize any value here. If I print name means what it will show, it is showing nil, because we didn't initialize any value. If we didn't initialize any value means it will take automatically this value will be nil. So maybe some value, if we didn't mention any value means it will take it as nil. Okay, so this is how optional is working. So how we will unwrap this optional value, some value, some variable declared with optional means we need to unwrap those values safely. So for that we have if let and god let statements. Both are used for unwrapping optional values, but there is some difference between if let and god let statements. Okay, first we will see what is if let statements. Here I just declared, one minute, here I just declared one variable name is name3, is of type string variable, it is optional variable. So if we didn't initialize this value means automatically name3 value will be nil, but I just initialized some value, that is string. Okay, so name3, it is like constant variable and is of type string variable, it is optional variable, and also I initialized some value, and I am safely unwrapping an optional value. This optional value I am going to unwrap. So for that I use if let statement. If let is the keyword for unwrapping optional variable. So if let as well as god let, both statements are used to unwrap optional variable. First I will go with if let statement. So if let, I just declared one new variable, that is safe name. Okay, so for the safe name what I assign this optional variable name, that is name3. So what it will do, if name3 contains some value means it will assign this value to safe name and it will print safe name. If name3 is nil means it will exit from this loop, app will not crash. That is why we are using optional and optional unwrapping if let and god let statements. Okay, so this is how if let is working. What is god let means, I just initialized one value, right? Name4 is of type string. We will see with this first. Okay, so godlet also used to unwrap optional values, but if value is not there meant exit yearly. We will see the difference. So godlet is the keyword, safe name is the variable name, like this. Safe name is the variable name. I just assign name3. Here also name, here it is name4. So name4 I just assigned. If name4 contains value, yes, name4 contains value. If it contains value means what it will do, that L true section I have written here, false L section I have written here. Yes, name4 contains value, so it will print name4. If name4 is nil means what it will do, it will get into this L section and it will print value nil and return. So what is the difference means, if name3, it contain name3 means it executed true section first, but here it contains value means it needs to move here. It will execute L section first. So L statement alone I have written here. Here I have written true section. Here I have written L section. So if value is not there means exit yearly. It exit yearly from early from that statements, right? So this is the difference between if let and god let. So if I print safe name here, it is Nasrin. If I print safe name here, it is Nasrin. We will see. Yes, it printed Nasrin for first print, second print, Nasrin. Okay, we will change something. Here, I just removed Nasrin. Okay, so without initializing some value, we cannot unwrap it here. Like that it is showing. Constant name 3 used before being initialized. So, if it is optional value means what I can do, for number 3, I can initialize nil also, right? I just initialized nil for this name 3. And so, if I print this, what it will do, if let safe name equal to name 3, it contains some value means it will enter into true section, otherwise it will exit. If it is false means will exit from the condition. Okay, so name 3 is nil, so it will exit. Okay, so the output is nothing will print here. Nothing will print here. If you print some statement here, name 3 means, we will see what it will print. Okay, here also same thing. Here also same thing. For name 3, I just removed Nasrin, and for name 4, I just initialized nil. If it is optional means I can initialize nil. Already I have initialized. So for name 4, it is nil means what it will do, safe name equal to name 4. There is no name 4, it is nil. So it will enter into the else section first, and it will return value nil and return. So the entire output should be, here it is nil. It will exit from this condition and it will print. This is also not required. Okay, it will exit from this loop, condition. So it will not print anything. Here it will enter into the else section. Here it will print value nil. So the only one line output is value nil we will get. Okay, we will see the value nil we will get. Instead of this name 3, I just assign Nasrin here. Okay, if I assign Nasrin means that Nasrin will come. Here it is nil. Nil means else section will execute. So Nasrin and nil will come. See, Nasrin and nil will have. So what is the difference? Here we are handling true section first. Here we are handling else section first. So if value is not there, it exit early. Early exit we are handling here. This is the difference between if let and god let statements. In next class, we will see what is optional chaining and optional binding.